Hey guys, welcome to my video, and today we are going to talk about the logging camp. I know you probably have seen it many times when you started the game for the past few years. This is one of the main buildings, if not the most important building to build. And if you're playing on the ultra challenging level, as you can see, I don't have any food or supplies. That's the main building to build right away. That's the first one. So the first things first, you have to choose a location. And location you're choosing right next to the forest. This will improve efficiency quite a bit. So even though you think the oxen needs to deliver that log, it takes a while, but we do need to make sure we have a road for oxen to walk on, as well as for the people, as this will be the most important building to build. And once we build it, even if it's going to take us just a tiny bit longer than if I would place the logging camp right here, the efficiency of production would be better because it's less time to walk to the trees. So we're going to fast forward it a little bit. And as you can see, they're waiting for that log. And now we are finishing it up. Okay. In the long run, it's definitely windows. Okay. So December 5th, we're gonna assign 3 families, and we are going to look at our menu. As you can see, there are many things that were before the update, and now there's some items added to it. So let's go over the icons that we can see. Obviously, this one, the question mark icon, is telling us that it's a logging camp and how many supplies it takes to build another one and what it produces, which is timber or logs. Then the next icon is demolition icon. I never used it because I never had opportunity to not have forest around. I always build some like forest huts or something like this to get more trees. But some people just demolishing it once the city grows. Next is relocation. I've been using the relocation. You can relocate it to any part. Like, for example, it would be good to relocate it over here where the best forest. And then next one is stop and work. I didn't use this one. Many people do, and I've seen some reviews online, but I don't actually use it. I like pausing the game itself. It doesn't seem efficient to me to pause the work, as maybe because they pause themselves once they're sick or hungry, and they do what they need to be doing. So the next item on the list is the pin building icon, and as you can see, it was activated. Once I start moving it around the window, as you can see, the pin icon is activated. What it is, it's actual icon that should allow you to pin the window on the screen and continue doing other things. I haven't seen it very efficient, so I just literally don't use it like this. Yes, it's gonna be open for a while until I start building roads or doing something else. So for example, I need to build a road to get some hunting caps built. And as you can see, the window disappeared on me. Okay, so the main thing about this window is not that icon, but the main thing is the maintenance status. As you can see, this is the most important item for the update. This little tiny tool icon shows you that you have 270 days left of durability of that tools. So from now on, we need to make sure we maintain the status of this logging camp. Otherwise, I think we're gonna have to start keep building another one if you can cheat it like that. Other things you need to be aware of is we have a yield now that will be describing how many goods were produced in the last 30 days, as you can see. So we can see our efficiency. And a couple more. One of them is a daily labor. I think it's very important to talk about it because this actually demonstrates how efficient you are in this game. If you place it's all this number depends on location next to the forest. It depends if you have a road built, which increases the speed of walking for oxen to transport the timbers, and all sorts of things. And obviously it's very good idea to sometimes make more roads to other trees so it's easier to collect logs. Let's see, we can do some over here. It seems like a waste of time, but it's actually not, because we need to make sure that they are efficient enough to walk to logs and collect logs for us. So I'm going to make some roads, and efficiency definitely changes. This number will be improved. The higher the daily labor number, the better it is. It's based on a scale of 10. So it's actually kind of in summary, so how much time the family spent each in the game day, like achieving the production effect. It affects the production rate of timbers. So for example, you can, in some way you can say it's a labor hours per day. And it's obviously very important to have the high daily labor versus low. You can go to the tab of the people and check what they do. And like these two are felling the trees. This one is felling the trees, but this one is waiting by some reason. I don't know why, but the Gershas decided to wait. Maybe eating. Sometimes they walk in eating. Why it's important to make sure they are not walking too far, because you are literally decreasing this number daily labor rate production once you start walking too far. Sometimes they need to pause and eat or rest, and we know that, but it's very important to make sure that you not walking too far away. So the distance to the trees is definitely going to be affecting this rate, as well as how hungry or sick and what kind of mood they have if they don't want to work. Okay, one more item to point it out. This rate is affected in the winter, because right now we do have a winter, it's cold. The days are shorter, so daily labor production will be lower than in the summer or spring or fall. So that's another thing to kind of figure out and plan ahead of time. I would recommend building it obviously next to the forest, connect the roads to the storage and housing, and make sure that storehouse, and probably build the storehouse as close as it possibly can be. Although I don't think you can deliver logs into storehouse, but apparently it still can probably work in storehouse storage area right next to it, really affecting it positively. So that's one more thing about that. And the one more on this page, as you can see, is efficiency. Efficiency will be obviously demonstrated as the productivity in some way here. You have the extensions, militia. Look at this: the labor, the transportation, extensions, and militia, and waiting. How long you waiting? That's definitely affect this productivity. So we're gonna be pretty efficient in some way. The best way is to plant right next to the forest. Okay. So next is, let's look at another tab. Obviously you can see the people, and you can even come back to show their houses. I don't have any houses. And show workplace. You can kind of click on it and you can see where they are, right? It's literally gonna showing the logging camp. That's what the working place. So I don't know what's the point of that. Show workplace in some way. Maybe you're just looking for a person, but it's definitely centers on the, look at this. If I'm clicking on it, it's just centers on the logging camp. And you can reassign family to different workplace afterwards. But right now we're going to look at the advanced tab. We can select, obviously, limited work area. You click on this tab, the big circle pops up, and you just literally select and decide where you want them to work. And you can assign livestock. I didn't see necessity to it for it because livestock always moves around and trying to find a way to deliver those logs. So let's make sure it's more efficient. Right here, get more roads before I start building something else. And as you can see, I got my hunting camp. I'm gonna assign families to it. But the main thing about the logging camp is completed. This is what we know about the logging camp, guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.